What happens when a seemingly innocent question turns into the most explosive talk show moment of the year? Josh Hutcherson, the actor we all grew up watching, found himself in a confrontation on Kelly Clarkson's show that nobody saw coming. From the moment he sat down, the tension was palpable, and by the end, security had to step in. This is the full story, every word that made the audience gasp. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and comment whose side you're on, because after this, opinions are unavoidable. Kelly started the interview the way she always does, bright, warm, welcoming Josh with her signature smile. The audience clapped, everything seemingly normal. Josh adjusted his jacket, waved, and took his seat. Kelly leaned forward with her cards. "So, Josh, it's been a minute since we've seen you do a major press tour. What have you been up to?" Standard question wry, but Josh's expression shifted subtly. Something was off. He leaned back, arms crossed, voice calm but pointed. "You know, Kelly, I've been working, just not on projects that make headlines." Kelly laughed lightly. "Oh, come on. You're being modest. You've had some great roles recently." Josh didn't laugh. He fixed her with a steady gaze. "Have I, though? Or have I just been taking what's available? Because Hollywood has a very specific shelf life for actors like me." The audience quieted. Kelly's smile faltered for a moment before she recovered. "Actors like you," she said cautiously. "What do you mean by that?" Josh leaned back further, crossing his arms. "You know exactly what I mean, Kelly. I hit a certain age. I'm not the teen heartthrob anymore, and suddenly the roles dry up. Meanwhile, actors twice my age are still landing lead roles in major franchises." Kelly tried to steer the conversation. "Josh, you've had an incredible career. Hunger Games was massive." He shook his head. "Right? Massive. Over a decade ago. Apparently, that's supposed to sustain my career forever. Do you know how many times I've pitched for a role and someone says, 'Oh, you're the Hunger Games guy.' Like that's all I've ever done. Like I haven't been working since I was 9 years old." The audience was tense now. Kelly stayed professional. "Typecasting is part of the industry. Josh, many actors deal with it." Josh's eyes narrowed. "It's not just typecasting. It's rare. When was the last time you saw a major interview or retrospective about child actors who actually made it? Who are still here, still working, still trying to be taken seriously?" Kelly glanced at her producers off stage, but stayed focused. "I hear you, Josh, but you're being a bit harsh. There are plenty of opportunities out there." "Opportunities?" Josh's voice was low, cutting. "I auditioned for a supporting role in a streaming movie last month. Supporting, not lead. And I didn't get it because I didn't have enough recent credibility. Messamayon, who's been acting professionally for over 20 years. The audience was silent. Kelly tried to interject. Josh pressed on. "And you want to know who got the role? Someone who got famous on social media 2 years ago, never taken an acting class in their life." The tension in the room was almost unbearable. Kelly inhaled, steadying herself. "Josh, I understand you're frustrated, but maybe you're taking it out on the wrong people." Josh leaned forward, voice sharp. "Am I? You're hosting a talk show, asking me fluffy questions about what I've been up to, when you could be asking about the real issues in this industry. You have a platform, Kelly. You could make a difference." Kelly's tone hardened. "My show isn't a political platform, Josh. It's entertainment. People come here to feel good, to escape." Josh laughing, no humor in it. "Escape, right? Because actually talking about real problems would be too uncomfortable for your advertisers." Kelly straightened in her chair, voice firm. "That's not fair, Josh. I cover real issues on this show all the time." Josh raised an eyebrow. "Do you? Or do you cover the safe, issuist ones that won't upset anyone? The ones that keep everyone comfortable?" Kelly's tone hardened. "Josh, you need to reconsider what you're saying. This isn't the place for this kind of confrontation. Why not? Josh leaned forward, intensity rising. Why can't daytime television host real conversations? Why does everything have to be sanitized and pre-approvingly set her cards down? Because that's how television works. Standards, audiences, sponsors. Josh, you're an actor. Know the business. Josh's voice rose, sharp. I know exactly how it works. That's the problem. The business is broken. It protects the wrong people, rewards mediocrity, and chews up anyone who tries to do something different. Kelly's jaw tightened. If you're so unhappy, why are you still in it? Why are you here on my show promoting your work? He stared at her for a long moment before answering. Because I don't have a choice. If I'm not visible, I stop existing in Hollywood. This is all I've ever known. Walking away would mean admitting everything I've worked for since I was a child was for nothing. The air in the studio crackled. Kelly hesitated, scanning the audience, then back at him. Finally, she said, I think we need a break. Josh didn't move. His voice was low, biting, of course. Can't let the audience sit with anything uncomfortable for too long. Right? Kelly stood, her tone icy. Josh, I'm trying to be respectful here, but you're out of line. He stood, matching her intensity. Out of line for telling the truth, for saying what everyone in this industry thinks but is too scared to say. Kelly signaled her producers. Urgency flickering in her eyes. Josh ignored it. You built your career on authenticity, Kelly, he said. The girl next door who made it big. But now, you're just another cog, asking safe questions, keeping everyone comfortable. Kelly flushed. You don't know anything about my career, about what I've had to do to get here. Josh shook his head. You're right, I don't. But I know what I see. Someone who could use her platform for something meaningful, and instead chooses safety every single day. Kelly stepped closer, voice rising. Safe. Hosting a daily talk show is safe. Putting yourself out there every day for millions to judge. At least I'm still working, Josh. At least I'm still relevant. The audience gasped, the first time Kelly had hit back. Josh's expression darkened. There it is. That's what this is really about, isn't it? Relevance? The desperate need to stay visible in an industry that will replace you the second your ratings drop. Kelly's voice sharpened. You came on my show, Josh. You needed this appearance. Don't act like you're doing me a favor. Josh laughed. Bitter, needed this appearance. You're right. I need it. Without appearances like this, I disappear. That's the trap, Kelly. We're all trapped, needing to be seen, needing relevance. And the second we speak the truth, we get shut down. Kelly crossed her arms. Nobody's shutting you down. You're on national television saying whatever you want. Josh pointed at the cameras. For how long? Until your producers cut to commercial. Until this segment is edited down to 30 seconds of me smiling about my next project. Kelly met the cameras, then his eyes. You want real? Fine. You're angry because your career isn't what it used to be. And instead of owning your choices, you're blaming everyone else, the industry, me, some imaginary system. Maybe Josh. The problem is you. The audience was split. Some nodded, some whispered, some stared, stunned. The tension was almost unbearable. Josh's voice dropped, controlled but heavy. You think I haven't thought about that? You think? I haven't spent years wondering if I'm the problem. If I didn't work hard enough, if I didn't network enough, if I didn't say yes to the right projects. He paused, letting the weight hang in the air. But here's what I've learned, Kelly. The game is rigged. Doesn't matter how talented you are or how much you grind. If you're not exactly what they want in that exact moment, you're expendable. Kelly shook her head, voice sharp. That's a coup out, Josh. You know it. Plenty of actors reinvent themselves. Plenty of actors have long careers. You're choosing bitterness over adaptation. Josh inhaled slowly, eyes locking on hers. When he spoke again, his words cut. Adapting, that's a nice word for selling out everything you believe in just to stay visible. That's a nice word for taking roles you hate just to pay your bills. That's a nice word for grinning through the same rehearsed interviews for 15 years. Kelly stepped closer, the air between them charged, almost nose tunes. Welcome to having a job, Josh. Welcome to being a professional. Not everything is creatively fulfilling. Sometimes you do it because that's what adults do. You show up, you work, and you don't whine about it on talk shows. Josh's jaw clenched. His eyes darkened. Josh's voice dropped, calm but deadly. Is that what you tell yourself, Kelly? That you're just doing your job? That none of this matters as long as the check's clear? Kelly's eyes flared. Don't you dare judge me. You have no idea what my life is like. What I deal with every single day. At least I'm not standing here making excuses for why things didn't work out the way I wanted them to. Josh leaned forward, voice steady. I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you the truth about an industry that chews people up and spits them out when they're no longer useful. And the fact that you can't see that defending this system tells me everything I need to know about where you stand. Kelly's tone dropped to ice. Where I stand with people who work hard, who don't blame others for their problems. I stand with those who are grateful for the opportunities they've had, not whining about the ones they didn't get. I stand with professionals who understand you sometimes have to play the game to stay in the game. Josh shook his head slowly, frustration coiling in his words. And that right there's why nothing ever changes. People with power and influence like you choose to play the game instead of changing it. You could highlight these issues, Kelly. You could use your platform to make a difference. But you won't. Easier to keep your head down and collect your paycheck. Kelly's hands trembled slightly. Get off my stage, she said sharply. The audience erupted, gasps, murmurs, scattered claps. Josh didn't flinch. Excuse me? I said, get off my stage. This interview is over, Kelly snapped. Josh spread his arms, voice rising. Classic. Can't handle the truth, so you shut it down. Kelly spun toward her producers. We're going to commercial. Josh held up a hand, cutting her off. This is exactly what I mean. Say something real, something uncomfortable, and they silence you. Kelly whirled back, icy. You're not being silenced, Josh. You're being asked to leave because you came on my show and attacked me personally. Josh's eyes blazed. I attacked the industry, Kelly. You just took it personally because you're part of the problem. She pointed toward the exit. Security, escort Mr. Hutcherson out of the building. Josh faced the audience, arms wide. Everyone see this? This is what happens when you tell the truth in Hollywood. They kick you out. They silence you. They make sure you never work again. Kelly's voice cracked with fury. Oh, please, spare me the martyr act. You came here for attention, and congratulations, you got it. Now leave. Two security guards emerged. Josh glanced at them, then back at Kelly. I don't need your security. I'll walk out myself. But no, this is why people don't trust Hollywood anymore. It's all fake. The interviews, the friendships, the support, all of it. Performance? Kelly's voice softened, just a fraction. If it's all fake, Josh, why do you care so much? Why are you still trying so hard to be part of it? Josh paused mid-step, turning back to her. Because I used to believe in it, Kelly. I used to think it meant something. He let the words hang. Letting go of that, it's harder than you can possibly imagine. For a brief second, the anger drained from Kelly's face. replaced by something quieter. She said softly, almost to herself, "You think you're the only one disillusioned. The only one who's had to compromise." Josh froze. The security guards hesitated. "I've been doing this for over 20 years, Kelly continued, her voice low but carrying through the silent studio. "Smiling through interviews about my weight, performing when I was grieving, saying yes. 2 projects I hated because my team said it was good for my brand to stand there and act like you invented disappointment." Josh pivoted fully toward her. "Then why are you defending it? If you know how broken this is, why attack me for pointing it out?" Kelly straightened, her voice firm. "There's a difference between acknowledging problems and burning everything down out of spite. Between trying to make things better and coming on someone's show just to score points by tearing them down." Josh shook his head. "I'm not trying to tear you down, Kelly. I'm trying to wake you up. Wake everyone up. This system doesn't work for most people, only for the ones at the very top. And even then, it's conditional. 1 bad quarter, 1 failed project, 1 scandal, and you're done." She stepped closer, the security guard lingering nearby, but silent. "So, what's your solution, Josh? Should we all quit?" "Burn Hollywood to the ground and start over." Josh ran a hand through his hair, frustration etched into his features. "I don't have all the answers. I just know that pretending everything is fine isn't working. We need to face the truth about what this industry does to people, the mental health struggles, the substance abuse, treating humans like commodities. We need honesty, not this glossy illusion that everything is glamorous and perfect." Kelly's shoulders sagged slightly. "I talk about mental health on my show all the time, Josh. Those conversations happen." Josh nodded slowly. "You do, but always safely. Recovery stories, triumph over adversity. Never the raw, ugly middle where someone's drowning and can't see a way out." Kelly's eyes narrowed. "Because that's not entertainment, Josh. This is an entertainment show. People don't tune in to be depressed, they tune in to feel something positive." Josh's voice rose. "And that's the problem. We've sanitized everything so much that real emotion, real struggle, real honesty is considered too depressing for daytime television." The audience leaned forward, caught in the tension, watching the verbal tennis match unfold. Kelly crossed her arms. "You know what I think, Josh? You're scared. Terrified you'll be forgotten. And instead of dealing with it, you lash out at everyone around you." Josh's expression hardened but softened in his eyes. "Course I'm scared, Kelly. Every actor is. We all fear the day no one cares anymore. But at least I admit it. At least I'm honest, instead of pretending everything's wonderful all the time." Kelly exhaled, measured but unwavering. "Honesty without kindness is cruelty, Josh. You can be truthful without being destructive. You can advocate for change without attacking people doing their best in a flawed system." Josh laughed a tired, hollow sound. "Doing their best." Kelly, showing up, reading from cards someone else wrote. "That's not courage. It's safe. Safe is not the same as brave." Her voice trembled. "You have no idea what courage it takes to do what I do. To put myself out there every day, to share my life, my struggles, my divorce, my family. You think that's easy." Josh softened. "I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's controlled. Everything you share is curated to protect an image. There's a difference between vulnerability and the appearance of vulnerability." Tears brimmed in Kelly's eyes, held back by sheer force of will. "How dare you tell me what I feel isn't real? How dare you minimize my experiences because they don't fit your idea of how broken everything is?" Josh stepped closer, voice gentler now. "I'm not minimizing you. I'm asking you to see that the version you show the world, it's a performance. We're all performing, Kelly. That's my point." We've been trained to perform even our pen in ways audiences can swallow. Kelly quickly wiped at her eyes, voice steadying. Maybe that's true, Josh, but at least I'm still here, performing. At least I didn't give up. At least. I didn't come on a talk show to have a public breakdown disguised as social commentary. Josh flinched. Is that what you think this is? A breakdown? She met his gaze directly. I think you're hurting, and you're trying to make everyone else hurt with you. I think you're looking for someone to blame, because blaming yourself is too painful. And I think you came here hoping for a viral moment to get people talking about you again.